me check it real fast. Chat. Make sure everything is checking out. It's checking out. Shalom, Yasharel. Let's get to it.
Yeah, in times. Last days. We turning the last page. For real. It's midnight. Hey.
Shalom.
Don't miss this Passover. And we put what the Torah say over what man told us. The Father put a stamp on it. You know we gon' stand on it. They can't touch us. He got his hand on us.
Yes, he
I've
do.
been in Africa, kicking Swahili. Roast the whole land. Break none of his bones. That's the Jews. Here they go again. Stay unleavened. Show your brother love. You stacking treasures up in heaven.
Gon' run it up.
Don't miss
This
this
Passover.
I see slaves breaking off the chains and they turning into priests.
Yes, I was a slave, now I'm a priest, chat. It's fair one.
When he coming, won't be no excuse. Cause he told the truth. When you stand before the Son of Man, what you gonna do? The judge, he ain't take them lashes for nothing.
Yes.
Bad and bruised and flying his family in public. They break right down the terror that he actually suffered. Just know, vengeance is his, be prepared cause he coming. Look in the mirror at all my sins and they had me disgusted. I got a heart and I got flesh, but I can't even trust it. Look,
The 14th day.
we following the shepherds now. Blood on the door,
We're gonna talk a little bit more about this soon.
United States saved the day. 7 years from the last eclipse in 2017. Since then, the greatest awakening you ever seen. The letter top equals 400. Could it be Exodus? It's codes in the Torah and the prophets hidden messages. Our gonna gather us, we weaker when we separate. 400 years, they up the score, but he gon' settle it. Don't miss his Passover. Be that in the sacrifice. Pure vessel, would you be ready if
He come back tonight. Would you be ready if he came back tonight? Over what man told us.
If the Father put a stamp on it, you know we
Gonna stand on it.
Look, earth is his footstool, heaven is his territory. I feel a boost of virtue out of nowhere. Who been praying for me? Keep that on the side of your lap. You gotta stand on it. This my testimony. When they tried to curse me, I would still have blessings for me. He was right there when they left us lonely. It was better for me. I work better with no distractions. If it ain't about the kingdom, then we going backwards. I'm not a rapper before I spit a verse. And let's get in these scriptures first. What we talking about? If it ain't Bible, then I'm introvert. Let's do these commands. It ain't the faith if it's missing works. They hit the ancient path because they knew Jacob would begin to search. Then rebuild the church. We the body. Don't taste this Passover. Judas is lurking. Still watching, keeping tabs on us. Temptation get intensified around the Passover. Everything that glitters ain't gold. I think I pass on it. How that song go? Light speed. Had to hit the gas on it. When the trumpets blow, that's our last warning. I don't think they know how bad it's gonna get. It's two doors. One leads to the kingdom. One leads to torments. Yeah, don't miss this Passover.
Oh, Chad.
You know, Father put his stamp on it. You know we don't
What did
stand
they
on it.
do?
Hey, look, I don't care what nobody say. Do what I would say.
Cause y'all can't
Stick
see
to
my
that and
screen.
believe on Yahuah. You gonna make it. Watch.
Alright, Chad, we finna go ahead and get into it. I ain't even finna worry about it. Cause I ain't finna get thrown off. Y'all just ain't gonna be able to see what I can see. But at this point, y'all can see me. So just go ahead and get y'all Torahs out. I do want to say shalom and welcome to Yahuah's ministry. It's your boy Malaki. And I've been called to be a messenger. So I'm just here to deliver a message on this PECACH, which is Yahuah's Passover. My screen is stuck, but you know, we ain't even gonna worry about it. Today I just want to help y'all understand the Passover. And I can also help myself understand a little deeper than what I understand. But we ain't gonna worry about it. My screen's stuck. But we're gonna be starting at Exodus chapter 12, verses 1. And that's basically what we're about to read is the instructions for the very first Passover, including the lamb, the blood on the doorpost, and eating in haste. So let's go ahead and start there for the night. And I do want to say shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasharel and to the ones that are grafted in. I want to say everyone is welcome. So grab your Torahs. Many people call them a Bible, but I call this a Torah. So, and I am reading out of the Sefer, you know, so let's lock it in. Starting at Exodus, which is Shemot, chapter 12, Verse 1 reads, And Yahuah spoke unto El Moshe and El Aaron. And before I continue, I need to know that y'all can hear me. I can see myself, but can y'all hear me is the question. Let me see.
That y'all can hear me.
All right.
I can see myself, but
Y'all can hear me.
is the question.
But y'all can hear me. Let's roll. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahuah spoke unto El Moshe and El Aaron in the land of Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So this month, which is the month of Abib, should be the first month of the year. Verse 3. Speak unto all the assembly of Yasharel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day, which is today at eve, of the same month. And the whole multitude of the assembly of Yasharel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and matzah, which is unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs, and they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast it with fire, his head with his legs, and with the prudence thereof. And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remains of it until the morning you shall burn with fire. And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it in haste. I wish you guys can see my screen, but that's exactly what we're going over. The blood of the lamb on the doorpost while eating in haste. Did y'all hear that? That was the end of verse 11. And that ain't even the end. And you shall eat it in haste. It is Yahuah's Pesach. So it's not my Pesach, your Pesach, but it is the Most High Yahuah's Pesach. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Mitzrayim this night. This night. This night is what he said. And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the Elohai of Mitzrayim, which is the gods of Mitzrayim. I will execute judgment. Listen up. He says, I am Yahuah. Y'all heard him? He said, I am Yahuah. And the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the house where you are. The blood, like we said, the doorpost on the sides and on the upper. Listen up, because it's key information. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Mitzrayim. In this day, listen, he said on this day right here, back long ago, but y'all know what I mean, this day, on this Pesach, shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep the feast. Let me slow down. It says, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahuah throughout your generations. Listen up. That's why I say this day, because he said we should keep it a feast unto Yahuah throughout your generation. Your generation, though. Your generation. You shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever. So he said you should keep it in your generation, but he also said you should keep it for ordinance forever. He didn't say just for the time being or just for right now. He said forever. That's like saying we live forever. So what that mean? You know? Let's carry on. Verse 15. 7 days shall you eat matzah, which is unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats hametz, which is leaven, from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yasharel. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy assembly, and in the 7th day there shall be another holy assembly, he says. To you, no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And you shall guard the feast of matzah. I'm going to say it one more time. He said, and you shall guard the feast of matzah. You, not nobody else, but you. You, Malachi. For in this selfsame day have I brought your enemies out of the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore shall you guard this day in your generation by an ordinance forever. I hope y'all listening to me, man, because, man, he said in your generation, but forever, though. Verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at eve, you shall eat matzah, which is unleavened bread, until the 21st day of the month at eve. 7 days shall there be no hametz, which is leaven, found in your houses. For whosoever eats that which is with hametz, even that soul shall be cut off from the assembly of Yasharel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. So it don't matter. Like I said, the 12 tribes of Yasharel into the people that's grafted in, which are the strangers. But we were born in the land. Verse 20, you shall eat nothing with hametz, which is leaven. In all your habitations shall you eat matzah. Then Moshe called. I'm going to pause right here because y'all can't see my screen, but here we go with some more key information. So Exodus chapter 12, verse 21 through 51 now. Moshe is now about to instruct the elders on the Passover laws. So listen, because now we're about to go over the Passover laws. So pay attention. Verse 21, then Moshe called for the elders of Yasharel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the PECACH. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike it lintel in the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. Verse 23. For Yahuah will pass through to smite the Mitzrayim, and when he sees the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahuah will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your house to smite you. And you shall guard this thing for an ordinance to you and to your sons forever. Listen to that word though, y'all. Forever. Verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when you have come to the land which Yahuah will give you, according as he has promised, that you shall guard this service. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean by this service, that you shall say, listen up, because a question we're just asking is about to be answered, that you shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahuah's PECACH, who passed over the house of the children of Yasharel in Mitzrayim, when he smote the Mitzrayim and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their heads and worshipped. And the children of Yasharel went away and did as Yahuah had commanded Moshe and Aaron, so they did. Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight Yahuah smote all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. We're going to stop at verse 30 right quick. Let me get some water. And let me breathe. Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night. Listen up, y'all, because it's about to get... It's already been real, but it's about to get real for somebody who disobeyed. Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Mitzrayim, and there was a great cry in Mitzrayim. I wonder who's crying, y'all. Y'all should know, though. For there was not a house where there was not one dead. So he smote them, which means he killed them, which means they did. Verse 31. And he called for Moshe and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both you and the children of Yasharel, and go serve Yahuah as you have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. So he's asking for a blessing while he's now want to obey the commandments of Yahuah given through Moshe. Verse 33. And the Mitzrayim went urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men. Listen. Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened. They kindled through being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Yasharel did according to the word of Moshe. And they borrowed of the Mitzrayim jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And Yahuah gave the people favor in the sight of Mitzrayim, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. So they left with whatever they needed. And they spoiled the Mitzrayim. The children of Yasharel sojourned from Ramas to Sukkot, about 600,000 on foot, that were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very many cattle. And they baked matzah, which is unleavened bread, cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Mitzrayim, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Mitzrayim and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any virtue. Now the sojourning of the children of Yasharel, who dealt in the land of Mitzrayim and in the land of Canaan, they and their fathers were 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass that all the hosts of Yahuah went out from the land of Mitzrayim. It is a night to be much observed. So this night is to be a night to be much observed. Praise Yahuah. Let me not lose myself. Right? Verse 42. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahuah for bringing them out from the land of Mitzrayim, that this is that night of Yahuah to be observed of all the children of Yasharel and their generations. So all the children of Yasharel and their generations. So I come from one of the 12 tribes of Yasharel. And if you not grafted in, you come from one of the 12 tribes of Yasharel. So you heard what I said. Let me continue. Verse 43. And Yahuah said unto Moshe and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the PECACH. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is brought for money, when you have circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. You shall not carry forth aught of the flesh aboard out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof. All the assembly of Yasharel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with you and will keep the PECACH to Yahuah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no circumcised person shall eat thereof. Verse 49. One Torah shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourns among you. So there is only one Torah. Listen. Verse 50. Thus did all the children of Yasharel as Yahuah commanded Moshe and Aaron. So they did. So we did. We must do. Verse 51. And it came to pass that selfsame day that Yahuah did bring the children of Yasharel out of the land of Mitzrayim by their armies. So I hope y'all was really listening to what Yahuah was telling us, because I'm just the messenger here to read it to you. But I hope y'all was listening, because it was just a lot was just read, a lot was just explained, and a lot was just told. So we're gonna carry on. We're gonna go to chapter 13. Because now the children of Yasharel is now out of Egypt, which Yahuah calls it Mitzrayim. They has now been thrusted out and now in the wilderness. So now we are about to read the story of the journey out of Egypt, where we just read that. But the crossing into the Red Sea, this is about to be powerful, super powerful. Just like what we just read. So listen. Chapter 13 in Exodus. And Yahuah spoke unto Moshe, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opens the womb among the children of Yasharel, both of man and of beast, it is mine. So the firstborn, Yahuah said, sanctify them, because they are his. He said they are mine. Verse 3. And Moshe said unto the people, remember this day. I'm going to tell y'all, remember this day, in which you came out from Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand Yahuah brought you out from this place. There shall no hametz, which is leaven, be eaten. This day came you out in the month of Abib. And it shall be, when Yahuah shall bring you into the land of Canaan, and the Shittaim, and the Amorim, and the Caravim, and the Yusivim. Hopefully I'm saying all these words right. But if I'm not, Yahuah help me. Which he swore 7 oaths unto the fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey. Y'all heard that? We've been promised. Don't forget, we've been promised. Y'all might not know, but I know we've been promised. And let me read it for y'all one more time. Verse 5, I ain't gonna read it all, but which he swore 7 oaths unto your fathers, which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land flowing with milk and honey, that you shall keep this service in this month. Verse 6. 7 days you shall eat matzah, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to Yahuah. Matzah shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall be no hametz be seen with you, neither shall there be leaven seen with you in all your quarters. And you shall show your son in that day, saying, This is done because of that which Yahuah did unto me when I came forth out of Mitzrayim. And it shall be for a sign unto you upon your hand, and for a memorial between your eyes, that Yahuah's Torah may be in your mouth. For with a strong hand has Yahuah brought you out of Mitzrayim. You shall therefore guard this ordinance in its appointed time from year to year. You heard that? It's almost like saying forever to forever. But he said that we should guard this ordinance in its appointed times from year to year. Verse 11. And it shall be when Yahuah shall bring you into the land of the Canaan, as he swore 7 oaths unto you and to your fathers, and shall give it you, that you shall set apart unto Yahuah all that open the womb, and every firstling that comes of a beast which you have, the male shall be Yahuah's. And every firstling of an ass you shall redeem with a lamb. And if you will not redeem it, then you shall break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among your children shall you redeem. And it shall be when your sons ask in time to come, saying, What is this? That you shall say unto him, By strength of hand Yahuah brought us out from Mitzrayim, from the house of bondage. And it came to pass, when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that Yahuah slew all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beasts. Therefore I sacrifice to Yahuah all that opens the womb, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem. And it shall be for a mark upon your hand, and for frontlids between your eyes, for by strength and hand Yahuah brought us forth out of Mitzrayim. Stick with me, y'all. I know we're going to be doing a whole lot of reading, but it's going to make sense at the end. I promise you. Verse 17. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let us... Let me slow down. Matter of fact, let me slow down. Let me see what we got in this chat. Yeah. Stay tuned, chat. Stay tuned. We got a lot of reading to do. Yeah. Stay tuned, chat. Stay tuned. All right. Verse 17. I'm getting hot. But we good. Let's go. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that Elohim led them not through the way of the land of the Palestine, although that was near. For Elohim said, Lest perchance the people repent when they see war, and they return to Mitzrayim. But Elohim led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. And the children of Yasharel went up harnessed out of the land of Mitzrayim. And that's where we stop. They've been led in the wilderness, and now they've finna be walking through that Red Sea. I wish I would have had that information for y'all, because it's right here in front of me. I just don't know. It's probably in the next chapter. But we ain't gonna go there. We got plenty more to read. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. There's gonna be some quick reading right here, because it's not that much. Leviticus chapter 23, we're going to start at verse 4. Because today is Yahuah's PECACH. These are the feasts of Yahuah, even holy assemblies, which you shall proclaim in their appointed times. In the 14th day, let me show y'all. What did he say? He said, in the 14th day of the first month at Eve is Yahuwah's PECACH. So in the 14th day, if y'all can see it, 3/31, which is today, but it's the 14th day of the first month, which means this is the first month of the year. This month is the first month of the year, which means if this month is the first month of the year, that makes it a new year. And this month, not 2 months ago, but on this month, because he said it. This is the first month of the year. You know, hey, it's right here. Today is the Passover. Let me see if y'all can see it. Let's see if y'all can see what I can see. Nah, y'all can't see it. My bad. Y'all can't see it, but I'm showing y'all. I can see it. It's right here. I got the proof. If y'all want to see it, I got the proof. Y'all can't see it through the camera because it's a little not colorful. But let's carry on. Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of matzah, which is unleavened bread. Unto Yahuah 7 days you shall eat matzah. And the first day you shall have a holy assembly. You shall do no servile work therein, but you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuah. 7 days, and the 7th day is a holy assembly. You shall do no servile work therein. And Yahuah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharel. Y'all heard that? Yahuah said, speak unto the children of Yasharel. Malachi, speak unto the children of Yasharel. I like that. Yahuah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharel, and say unto them, when you are come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a... Hold on. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm going to finish this, but I went too far. Then you shall bring a shaft of the first fruit of your harvest unto the priest. We're going to stop right there because the first fruit is another feast, but we ain't there yet. So let's put a pause on that. We're talking about the Passover. We in the Passover right now. We ain't talking about the first fruit, and we ain't talking about unleavened bread. We talk about the Passover. So now let's go to Deuteronomy, because we almost up. We almost up, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all no much longer. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 16. I'm just here to give a message by reading the word of Yahuah, not the words I'm writing down or words I made up, but the words of the Most High. So look, Deuteronomy chapter 16, we're starting at verse 1. So look, listen. Listen. He said, guard the month of Abib and keep the PECACH unto Yahuah Elohim. For in the month of Abib, Yahuah Elohim brought you forth out of Mitzrayim by night. You shall therefore sacrifice the PECACH unto Yahuah Elohim of the flock and the herd in the place which Yahuah shall choose to place his name therein. You shall eat no hametz, which is leaven, with it. 7 days you shall eat matzah, which is unleavened bread. And unleavened bread doesn't rise. It's like a flat cracker. But leaven, boy, it rise up like sin do. Therewith even the bread of affliction for you came forth out of the land of Mitzrayim in the haste, that you may remember the day when you came forth out of the land of Mitzrayim all the days of your life. And there shall be no hametz seen with you in all your coast 7 days. Neither shall there be any of the flesh which you sacrifice the first day at evening remain all night until the morning. You may not sacrifice the Pesach with any of your gates, which Yahuah Elohim gives you, but at the place which Yahuah Elohim shall choose to place his name in, there shall you sacrifice the Pesach at evening, at the going down of the sun. Yeah, that's why I started at 12:07, because that was the going down of the sun. The sun was set, which means it's a new day, y'all. See where we at. At the season that you came forth out of Mitzrayim, and you shall roast and eat it in the place which Yahuah Elohim shall choose. And you shall turn in the morning and go unto your tents. 6 days shall you eat matzah, and on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to Yahuah. You shall do no servile work therein. Are y'all listening to me, man? And Deuteronomy, I forgot to read this, but Deuteronomy 16, what we just read, verse 1 through 8, commands Yasharel to observe the Passover in the place Yahuah chooses. I know y'all heard him. Where he chooses to place his name. Not your name, my name, not nobody else's name, but his name. Let's go to Joshua. We almost out of here, y'all. We're almost out of here. Give me 20 more. Give me 20. Matter of fact, give me 15. Josh, chapter 5. You're going to be starting at verse 6. Josh, chapter 5, verse 6. For the children of Yasharel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were men of war, which came out of Mitzrayim, were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahuah. Did y'all hear that? So he smote them, which means he killed them, because they did not listen to the voice of Yahuah. Unto whom Yahuah swore 7 oaths, that he would not show them the land, which Yahuah swore unto their fathers, that he would not give us a land that flows with milk and honey. Are y'all hear me? Didn't we just read about that? That he promised our forefathers a land with milk and honey? Now they saying that he ain't gonna give it to us? Hold on now. I think that's why they got smoked. Verse 7. And their children whom he raised up in their stead, Yahusha circumcised them, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way. And it came to pass, when they had done circumcising all the people, that they abode in their place in the camp, till they were whole. And Yahuah said unto Yahusha, this day have I rolled away the reproach of Mitzrayim from off you. Wherefore the name of this place is called Gilgal unto this day. I got something to tell y'all when I'm done reading this. And the children of Yasharel encamped in Gilgal, and kept the Pesach on the 14th day of the month at evening, in the place of Jericho. So what we just read describes the Israelites celebrating their first feast, and celebrating the first Passover in the Promised Land, which Yahuah chose for them, as we just read. So look, let's carry on. I'm mad y'all can't see my screen though, cause man, I got some stuff up here for y'all that y'all can see. But you know, we ain't gonna. Hey, y'all can see me and hear me. We good. So let's go to Matthew now. We got 5 more scriptures to read, and then we out of here. We can eat some food. Some cedar is what Yahuah call it. You know, I got my cedar in the back. So yeah, let's go to chapter 26. This one might be a little long, but I'm gonna try to speed it up for y'all. All right. Now I need y'all to listen, because this is the key. This is the key. Y'all can't unlock the door without the key, all right? Matthew chapter 26. And it came to pass when Yahushua, our true Savior, had finished all these things, he said unto his Talmudim, you know that after 2 days in the feast of Pesach, and the son of Adam is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priest and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the places of the high priest, who was called Cariah, and counseled that they might take Yahushua by sublimate and kill him. Y'all heard that? That they might take him and kill him. Oh, listen though, because this is real and true facts. But they said not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Shimon the jar marker, there came unto him a woman having an abstractor box of very precious ornaments, and poured it on his head as he sat to eat. But when his Talmudim saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ornament might have been sold for much and given to the poor. Verse 10. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble you the woman? For she has wrought a good work unto me. For you have the poor always with you, but me you have not always. Verse 12. For in that she had poured this ornament on my body, she did it for my brutal. So be it, I say unto you, whatsoever this basora, which is 38, is the gospel of good news. So whatsoever this basora, which is the gospel of good news, shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that the woman has done be told for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, called Yahushua Iscariot, went unto the chief priest and said unto them, what will you give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. Man, they sinned. And from that time he sought the opportunity to betray him. Now listen up, because this is the key information. This is where we really supposed to be reading, but I want to start at verse 1. But before the feast of Matzah drew on, the Talmudim came to Yahushua, saying to him, where will you that we prepare for you to eat the Pesach? And he said, go in unto the city to such a man, and say unto him, the rabbi, which means teacher, says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Pesach at your house with your Talmudim. No, he said, at your house with my Talmudim. And the Talmudim did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Pesach. Verse 20. Now, when they, no, slow down. Let me slow down. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let me slow down. Let me get some water. Take a little breather break. We have verse 20. Now, when the eve had come, he sat down with the 12 tribes, or his 12 disciples, or his 12 Talmudim. And as they did eat, he said, so be it unto you, that one of you shall betray me. I hope y'all listen, because we just read one of them already betrayed him for 30 pieces of silver. But let's read. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them saying unto him, Adonai, is it I? Is it I? They asked. And he answered and said, he that dips his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. You heard that? He that dips his hand in the same dish shall betray me. Verse 24, the son of Adam goes as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the son of Adam is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Yahuah, the traitor. Then Yahuah, which betrayed him, answered and said, Rabbi, which means teacher, is it I? When he knew it was him. Come on, man, playing stupid. He said unto him, you have said. And as they were eating, Yahushua took the bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to the Talmudim and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink you all of it, for this is my blood of the renewed covenant, which is shed for many for the remission. Let me make sure I get that word. For the remission of sin. Hope y'all hearing me now. Not hearing me, but hearing Yahuah, because I'm just the messenger. These is his words. He just using my voice so y'all can hear it. We stopping at 30. Verse 29. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it a renewal with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a Hanma, however you say that word, help me, Yahuah, they went out of the mount. No, they went out into the Mount of Olives. So Yahushua shares the Passover meal, the Last Supper, with his disciples. This is what we just read. I was only supposed to read verse 17 through 30, but I wanted to take it back so we can understand what was really going on. So let's go to 1 Corinthians. We're going to be going to chapter 5, verse 7 through 8. And while we get there, I just want to explain to y'all before we start reading why we're reading it. So we can understand what's going on before we can read what's going on. So 1 Corinthians chapter 5, it identifies Yahushua as the Passover lamb who has been sacrificed. So he is our true Savior. He is the sacrifice. The only way we getting to them, getting through them heaven gates is by him and only him. Chapter 5, verse 7. Purge out, therefore, the old leaven, the old sin, that you may be a new lump, as you are matzah. For even Mashiach, our Pesach, is sacrificed for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the matzah of sincerity and truth. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? No, my bad. Are y'all hearing him? Because he just using my voice to do his will. That's it. I got a job, and it's to do this. I'm a messenger. And don't shoot the messenger, okay? Let's carry on. Let's go to Hebrews. Chapter 9. We supposed to read verses 11 through 15, but I want to help it make sense to y'all. And I can't help it make sense to y'all by not reading it all, you know what I mean? And before we carry on, it discusses Yahushua's sacrifice as the final and perfect sacrifice. So there is no other sacrifice besides the true Savior. There isn't anybody else gonna save you besides the true Savior. So let's carry on. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 1. Then truly the first covenant had also ordinance and divine service and a worldly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle made, the first, wherein was the menorah. Let me see what that is. 87. A 7-branch candlestick. That's what the menorah is. I know what that is, but I want to help y'all understand what a menorah is. It's a 7-branch candlestick. And the table and the showbread, which is called the sanctuary. And after the second veil, the tabernacle, which is called the holiest of all, which had the golden censer, and the ark of the covenant overlaid about with gold, wherein was the golden pot that had manna, which I think is bread. But do your own research, study to show yourself approved. And Aaron's rod that budded, and the sapphires of the covenant, and over it the cherubim of the glory shadowed the mercy seat, of which we cannot speak particularly. Now when these things were thus ordained, the priest went always in the first. The priest always into the first tabernacle, accomplishing the service of Elohim. But into the second went the high priest alone, once every year, not without blood, which he offered for himself and for the errors of the people, the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Spirit. In terms for y'all to understand, they say it's the Holy Spirit, but Yahuah says the Ruach HaKodesh, which is what's using me right now, all right? This sanctifying that the way into the holiest of all was not yet made manifest, while as the first temple was yet standing, which was a figure for the time then present, in which was offered both gifts and sacrifices, that would not make him that did the service perfect as pertaining to the consecration or conscience. I hope help me, Yahuah. Help me. Verse 10, which stood only in foods and drinks, and diverse washings and carnal ordinance, imposed on them until the time of restoration. Now listen, y'all, because this is why we here now. But Mashiach, being come a high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands. They weren't made with hands. That is to say, not of this building, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and of ashes of a heifer sparkling the unclean sanctifies to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Mashiach, who thought the eternal Ruach offered himself without spot to Elohim, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Elohim. Praise Yahuah, because I'm serving you. And for this cause he is the mediator of the renewed covenant, that by means death for the redemption of the transgressors, which are the sinners, that were under the first covenant, which was our ancestors, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. I want that. I want all of that. I want everything to do with what I want, my eternal inheritance. You know, I'm fighting for that. That's why I'm trying to do his will, and that's be a messenger. Whether you listen or not, I'm doing my job. So it's on you. So yeah, that discusses Yahuah as the final sacrifice, the perfect sacrifice, which means he is the only sacrifice. I'm going to just say that. Let's go to John chapter 1, verse 29. And give me 5 more minutes and we be gone. We be gone. John declares Yahusha as the Lamb of Yahuah, who takes away the sin of his people. So Yahusha takes away my sin, because he died for my sins. All right? He died for yours too, but hey, we ain't going to talk about that. That's for you to figure out. John chapter 1, verse 29. The next day, Yachanan sees Yahusha coming unto him and says, Behold, the Lamb of Elohim, which takes away the sin of the world. So what did we say? John declares Yahusha as the Lamb of Yahuah. We read that. I hope y'all paying attention. Who takes away the sin of his people. So now let's go to, let's stay in John. Let's go to chapter 19, though. And this is the last verse. The last few verses. Because we got some verses to read. A few of them. But yeah. Stick with me, though. John chapter 19, verse 31. The Yahuah deemed, therefore, because it was the preparation that the bodies should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high day, a high holy day, in fact, besought plate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. And I forgot to read the reason why we are here, the reason why we're reading this verse. But we're going to get to that when we finish. Verse 32, then came the soldiers and broke the legs of the first and of the other, which was crucified with him. So, I wonder who else died with him. But when they came to Yahusha and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore record, and his record is true. Yeah, he's been pierced on his side, y'all. And he that saw it bore record, and his record is true. And he knows that he says true, that you might believe, for these things were done, that the scripture shall be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not, a bone of him shall not be broken. And the reason why we just read this is because John chapter 19 verses 31 through 37 connects Yahusha's death to the Passover lamb. So he is the Passover. Are y'all hearing me, seeing me, feeling me? And his legs were not broken, as we just read, the last verse. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Today is Yahusha's Passover, and following this day, we will be following the Feast of Unleavened Bread, because we were reading about that a lot. So I'm sorry to say, I said earlier that today wasn't about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I capped a little bit. It is, because I'm finna go over there and eat some unleavened bread with my cedar meal. And every day after today I will be eating that and drinking my wine for 7 days. So I will be coming back maybe next Tuesday, preaching about the Feast of Unleavened Bread, because we didn't really get to touch up on it tonight. But yeah, following tonight is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Right now we are walking in the Feast of the PECACH, our Passover lamb, which is Yahusha Hamaziach. Man, I wish y'all could see my screen. But yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And look, I got something else for y'all, man. Got something else for y'all, all right? Because this song finna go with exactly. I know. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me 2 more seconds. I got something for y'all, chat. This is the end. We're going to conclude it here. Yeah, I know. He said, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I wonder if I didn't have my glasses on this whole time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I just want to say I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure y'all drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I know. You the creator of creation, yeah, I know. You rested on the Sabbath, yeah, I know. He said, we living in a covenant, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. He said, yeah, I know. I'm the chosen one, yeah, I know. He said, you chose my son, yeah, I know. You chose my sons, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
What you say?
Yeah, I know. We the chosen people. Yeah, I know. I've been talking about my people. Yeah, I know. We the key, we the sequel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
We not equal, we not equal. Yeah, I know. I've been told about your people. Yeah, I know. We the secret. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know you are the best. We disobeyed your laws, so you put us on them shit. But that don't mean we should've forgot about the covenant. No, your statues, I'm going to represent.
What do you say?
Yeah, I know you sent your son to die for me, pierced in the side.
What do you say?
On Calvary, sometimes I can't believe you did that all for me. Y'all to serve a spiritual, tell them yes indeed.
Yeah, I know. You the creator of creation. Yeah, I know. You rested on a Sabbath, yeah, I know. We living in a covenant, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm the chosen one, yeah, I know. You chose your son, yeah, I know. You chose my sons, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Now that I know y'all, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I just want to say I appreciate everybody who tapped in and clicked on that video and actually sat through. And I just want to say thank you. And I give all praise to the Most High. And it's your boy Malachi the Messenger. And thank y'all. And thank you. And shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasharel and to the ones that are grafted in. And I'll see y'all soon. Yeah.